Hey everyone, it's Jasmine from the Moorpark College Student Health Center, and it's time to get vaccinated. There's a lot of information and misinformation on who needs to get the COVID-19 vaccine, who it protects, and how we can come together as a community to be safer against COVID-19. So today I have math professor Rena Petrello to explain what herd immunity is and how we can use it to fight against the COVID-19 virus. Thank you so much, Professor Petrello.
Thank you, Jasmine. These videos are so helpful. Thank you for producing them, and thank you for having me. What is herd immunity? Essentially, herd immunity is when a community as a whole has more immunity and protection from the virus. So when a community of people have herd immunity, it causes the rate of transmission to decrease, meaning less people will contract the illness from sick people around them. Now, we've prepared some fun visual aids, fun for a topic like this, to help make some sense of the impact that vaccinations and other mitigations have on the spread of COVID-19. So first, let's discuss how fast COVID-19 spreads. Now, without any mitigation, meaning no one's wearing a mask, no social distancing is occurring, no one has immunity due to being infected by COVID-19 previously, and no one has the vaccine, the original strain that causes COVID-19 will pass on an average to somewhere around 2 to 3 people from one infected person. Now, over time, that strain has mutated into various new strains, and we are currently concerned about the Delta variant of COVID-19, which will pass on average to somewhere around 5 to 6 people from one infected person. So again, that's assuming there are no mitigations in place. Now let's look at a visual example of how quickly that non-mitigated spread would look in a community. So for every one person who has the original strain that causes COVID-19, on average, approximately 3 more people will get sick. And then each of those people will spread it to 3 more people, and so on. So for every one person who has the Delta variant that causes COVID-19, on average, approximately 6 more people will get sick. And you can see that with each generation of the spread, we have a community that will get sick very quickly. Now, fortunately, we have learned many ways to slow down the spread of the virus through mitigation measures like wearing a mask, like social distancing, and thankfully from vaccines. Now, thanks to the community effort to curb the spread of COVID-19, Ventura County's rate of transmission has gone down to approximately 0.97. Now that's at the date of this recording, which is September 23rd, 2021. Now you can do your own web search on the phrase "are effective" in your community to determine the current rate of transmission. Now, what does it mean for the rate of transmission to be 0.97? Well, this means that for every 100 people infected, 97 more people will become infected. And then 97% of those people will become infected, and so on. So you can see that less people will get sick from the previous group, but the virus won't go away very quickly. So what we want is for the rate of transmission, or the R effective number, to be as close to 0 as possible. Now we've seen that as a community protects itself, the rate of transmission decreases. So let's just suppose that the rate of transmission were the number 0.5. Now that's a half. And I know that sounds funny because we don't think of half of a person getting sick, right? But consider it this way instead. Suppose 100 people were sick with COVID-19. A rate of transmission of 0.5 means that about half as many people will get sick from these 100 people. And about half as many people will get sick from those 50 people, and so on. So you can see in a community with this much protection, the virus spread will slow significantly faster. Now, let's look at this another way. Suppose we looked at a hypothetical breakout of COVID-19 where there are no mitigations or protections in place, and the Delta variant is present. You can see how quickly the virus would spread, with some people mildly ill and others seriously ill. Now consider a community where 80% of the people are vaccinated against COVID-19. Now, if there is an outbreak, far less people will be vulnerable to serious disease and hospitalization due to the increased level of protection in the community at large. Having a well-protected community will provide extra protection for people who cannot get the vaccine, or the vaccine is not as effective on them due to their health conditions. Herd immunity is so important, especially for these people. So hopefully this demonstration explains why it is vital for an entire community to gain as much protection from this virus as possible. That will give us herd immunity.
Thank you so much for explaining how herd immunity works and what we can do in our county to slow the spread and keep our neighbors safe. For anyone who is looking to get vaccinated, visit VenturaCountyRecovers.org to find a free vaccination site. And again, stay tuned for another dose.